Hello, YouTube. It is Vincent here. I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I've been very busy, and I've also been just exploring this path. And I'm sure, as many of you know, sometimes it's hard to write a blog or make a video when you're discovering new things and you're exploring new things. You want to almost wait until you're updated almost, and also just the fact that I'm at this point in my life, I'm a young man. I'm trying to get a lot of stuff in my life together, so I don't have a lot of time. However, in the new year, that's going to change because I noticed that if you don't know, this channel is a channel where I discuss the left-hand path practice that I call, and that some other people call as well, Sinisterism, which is basically like a free-form, like, almost rule book on how to not have a rule book for the left-hand path. It's a little bit complicated, but I have a playlist where I talk about the basic aspects of Sinisterism. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the Facebook page down below, where some very awesome, intelligent people, specifically Thomas Leroy from the Sect of the Horn God, who's just my fucking brother, he's awesome, and he is really doing a great job with the Sinisterism Facebook page, and he's kicking my ass when it comes to making amazing sinister content. And I'm happy. So, hails to you, Thomas Leroy. I'm really happy that you've been keeping this thing going, and people seem to love it. So, I'm back, and I'm ready to start doing what I do, which is make long-winded videos about this topic. So, today is going to be the start of a very special series, and really all today is going to be is just an introduction to the series. It's not going to be too long-winded, it's not going to be too long. It's basically just going to be me explaining what this series is, and what is this series? Well, as you can tell by the title, this is going to be called Reflections of the Adversary, where I divulge, discuss, explore, define, teach, enlighten, and basically just do anything and everything when it comes to exploring the concept of the adversary in religion and in spirituality. So, as a very quick introduction, what is the adversary, right? The adversary is a concept that has basically been around since spiritual ideas have existed, since the concept of gods have existed. It's changed quite a bit over the years, of course, and now it's a bit more duality, a bit more dualistic. But essentially, the concept of an adversary, the way that I see it, and I'm sure some people have slightly differing views, and please feel free to tell me. But for me, an adversary, as far as religious text goes, and as far as spirituality goes, basically is the figure, the being, the force, whatever, however that belief system presents it, whether it's just like a force, whether it's a person, whether it's a beast, sometimes it's all three of those things. It is the force and energy which counteracts the main energy force. So what I mean by that, and we're gonna get very deep into this, and we're going to go way beyond just the Bible, and way beyond just the Islamic iblis and stuff like that. We're going to really, really dig deep, but just to make my point as simple and as just easy as it can be. You look at the Hebrew devil, right? The devil of the Christians and Jews. He ain't the only devil, I'll tell you that. But a name by a rose by any other name is still a rose. So, but that whole archetype, that whole concept is based in there's this one force that is the natural order of the world. Now, of course, it's quite funny the way we, as Sinisterists and as left-hand path practitioners, look at God. It's actually not very natural, and is not very in line with what the world actually is like, but that's how it's presented, right? Goodness, proper way of living, the right way. Whereas Satan, Lucifer, whatever you'd like to call him, represents the opposite of that force, the force that's negative, the force that's bad, the force that is going to go forth and do negative in the world. But what about before that? What about before the devil, the Satan of the Hebrews? What about what begat Satan? What about what even made Satan a viable idea in the first place? Well, to answer that, we need to go much, much further back. And to do that, we need to go to when this concept began. And I think that this has been enough of an introduction, because I could really sit here and talk all day about this. So to sum it up, the adversary and what this series is going to be about is about the force of opposites in this world that has always been there, will always be there, and is shown and exhibited through the legends and myths of spirituality and religions of our world. So, I think that wraps up the intro. I wanted to make it very short and sweet. I don't want to bombard you guys too much. I've been gone for a while. Please, feedback, questions, ideas. I really want to make this a thing where someone goes, oh, I've always wanted to know about this when it comes to this concept. So hey, Vin, what say you about that? And then I could talk about it, and then we could discuss, and it'll be great. So, thank you very much for watching. We have a lot to talk about, my friends. And we're gonna get to it. So, hail the adversary, hail the force of opposites, hail sinister arcana. Thank you very much. Have a great night, everybody.